One of my favorites right here.
His last girlfriend called him on the phone and said, "Meet me, you know where." Now, where would he go to meet?
You guys remember this one?
Be at the house.
At whose house?
Mine.
At your house.
I want to see what it's going to be about.
All right, Philip said that he would meet this girl at a motel.
What motel? What motel? You got your dirty nerve saying you're going to meet somebody at a motel. It best to be me.
Jump in there, Philip, and talk when you want to.
But it's the question, I don't care if it is a question. Where's your dirty mind at? You better not be nobody at a motel.
How many times in his life has your husband made whoopee? And how many of those?
Of marriage, we aren't telling you to do or feel or change anything about your life. Really, just listen and enjoy. And if you need real help, find a professional for your specific problem. We don't know you. How could we speak to your deal? Okay, have fun. Men who put their foot in their mouths and women who aren't giving it up. That's,
yep. You could start every one of these shows with one of those from the Newlywed Game, and it would kill every single time.
I know. And we might. And just, I want, somebody to call and say, stop doing that. That's what I'm waiting for. Here's what's funny. And this is off topic of any of this. On the other show I do on Thursdays, you can all come Thursday night. It's called The Virtual Comedy Show. Go to virtualcomedyshow.com and join the show. Steve and I recorded a song, wrote a song. It's on our album, and it closes every show. It's called the Thursday Song. Well, Every week, YouTube takes it down and says, you don't have the rights to play this song. No. And I have to go and say, it's our song. I have never, one time, we've put up 20 copywritten things. Never have anybody said SNL. I put up SNL. I put up this. Never one thing that says you can't do this. My stuff, they freaking take down. So
yeah, you're crusading to get a cease and desist order, aren't you, Brad? It's like
I'm crusading to get somebody to notice. And maybe
how long is it going to take to get?
How long is it going to take? So, well, but the places I get these things aren't people that have the rights to this. So I don't understand. You know what I mean? Just, they're all vague. So anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. One of the topics we're going to deal with later is we're going to give you a choice of quizzes. And that is my wife crazy? Or 5 signs your marriage is over. So I wanted to start with
wow,
a woman who wasn't listening.
That's a happy show.
Like no sense of humor. Well, what I loved about that clip is just zero sense of humor. The question, it's not about anything. It's not real in any way. Right. And she better have the answer she wants to hear right now. And this better not exist.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I think the answer is, if your wife crazy, is your wife crazy? I think that woman was pretty much.
Yes, I think that would be a little on the reactive side.
That was really funny.
On the reactive side. But you see that a lot, I think, with women. Is it insecurity?
Only women?
No. Yeah, like men. I said, I was meeting some dude in a motel room. Like, my husband wouldn't get mad. Yeah, he would.
Well, yeah, but
like either.
Well, but you're right, because think about men who get jealous when it's just a question or the thought of something.
Yeah. Or when you're just watching a dude on TV.
That's right. So
he's cute. And he's like, oh.
Well, and the question was, where would you meet your ex-girlfriend? It's like, well, you're not going to bring her to the house. That's ridiculous. You maybe unless it's like the basement. I
think he monitors his phone, and so she thought she was getting the text.
Probably right.
There was no texting back then.
I'll respond for you.
Oh, yeah. That was like 1977. I don't think there was
back then. I forgot.
There was no texting. Well,
we're so old.
We are, yes, we're very old. We're back from that time. But my question is, the whole question is, where would you meet? I didn't understand the question. Where would you meet your ex? I'm not sure I would meet my ex. And if I did have to meet my ex, we'd meet at a restaurant or at Starbucks, but not, why are we meeting?
Yeah. 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 It's almost like those questions were deliberately vague so they'd get some sort of wacky answer.
That's silly.
No.
TV.
No one is that manipulative.
Show is supposed to be really, really sincere. So, okay, first of all, we have to do it. Let's share the screen, everybody, and let's talk about our sponsors. Hey, has anybody done this? Let's go. Idea Paint. Everyone, go to virtualcomedyshow.com. Get 10% off your purchase. Idea Paint is amazing. You paint it on your wall. It is a dry erase board, and that is the coolest thing ever on the planet. Please, God, do that. I'm not very good with ads. Then go down if you're looking for women's or young girls' clothing or shoes, especially. Joyfully is the way to go. Go to virtualcomedyshow.com and click right there, and you get 15% off everything you buy. Do it so that Joe and I don't have to go on the road anymore. I think that's the major thing.
Actually, I would look forward to going on the road these days. We've been cooped up a while. It was a little cold.
I would look forward to it, but it doesn't yet exist.
Yeah, good point. Once the road,
guys, it's starting to exist here. Come to Vegas.
I asked Brad Garrett's, and they said, yeah, we've got like 2 years of comics ahead of you. So that's going to, Donna, you need to call them and tell them that you need to see me.
Can you just find some dive bar off the strip? I'll do comedy there. I don't care. That's good.
Let me ask you this,
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, because I did book 3 things this week. I booked a week in Florida. I booked 2 one-nighters, and my wife, as I was doing this, came in, and she was very, very sad. And she goes, it's over, isn't it? And I said, it's over. And she goes, it's over. She goes, within 3 months, what we've now had the last year, which she has loved and I've loved is over. And I said, I don't think it is. I think I'm going to get very little for a long time until Carnival comes back and then hopefully start there. But I'm kind of right. There is kind of a melancholy. Do you have a melancholy about it at all? About
COVID ending?
No, dummy, about leaving and being away again.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I personally love it here. I like being around my wife, but speaking for her, she can't wait. She can't wait for me to get out of the house, I think.
Is that or the money?
Yeah, both. Mostly both. Yeah. Yeah, it's about time. A year cooped up together. That's about enough.
Really? Because my wife, she's like, I don't know. Do we really need the money? And I said, yeah, but I like being productive. I've been pretty productive, but not to the level I think I can be. You know what I mean? And I feel like even though I've still made money and I've invested well, I still feel like I'm not contributing like I could be contributing.
Right. I'm the same way.
And that which I should be fine with, but and she is so fine with. Who cares?
Yeah.
Don't contribute like Donna, your husband's retired, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he's like, screw that. We'll live off your damn money. What the hell?
Yeah, I think he's not minding. But
get these idiots.
I'm not going back in the office as much as I was before.
Really? Yeah.
Well, and you're not going to need to. You've changed to the point where you can do it both ways now. Hey, this does work. We don't have to go into the office every second.
Yeah. So, I'm still going to I think I'm still going to keep with the 2 days a week and just stick with video. I love my backyard. So I leave this office and go hang out there. I don't want to be locked in a room again for 12 hours straight. I don't want that.
I do want to travel. And I want to travel with my wife.
I really do want to travel. I want to take my wife with me more this time, though. Now that she's been working for the company she's been working for so long, she gets quite a lot of vacation days, including rollovers from last year, which she didn't take any because of COVID. So we've got a lot of vacation time backed up. So we're looking to do something. So
I got something backed up too. I'm not gonna tell you
Hey,
what it
thank
is.
you. I'll be here early.
Hey, yeah, wow.
We're thinking about, doing something exotic though. You know what I mean? Like Branson, something crazy.
Oh man,
Yeah.
through the roof.
Woo.
Gatlinburg. I'm in. Let's go see my buddy Brian Hoffman in the Red Skelton show. I know that's great.
That'd be
Woo.
great. Yeah.
Although that being said, I was thinking, we were talking before we got on about a guy who books these bar things. I would love it if like Joe and I got in a car and did 30 gigs, just gig after gig every night, doing a new show. You knock them out. You get to these bars, you kill them, you walk home, you got a big pocket full of money, and
yeah, we'd kill each other.
Had a great time.
You and I would stab each other at some point, real quick.
I don't know. You're pretty. Whenever we hit ships, it was always best to see you, or Dan, or stuff like that, than people that are just
St. Louis guys. All the St. Louis guys. We're the best. We're the best comics.
I don't know any other St. Louis guys besides you and Dan. Are there any?
Oh gosh, there was a million St. Louis comics who used to work on the cruise ships. It was me, and it was Dan Chopin, it was Mark Sweeney, Percy Cruz, Roman Murray.
Percy's from, but he's not St. Louis.
Well, not anymore, but
he's been in Miami and forever.
Yeah.
Hey, I think we forgot what this show is about.
Oh yeah, let's do our thing.
Oh, I was just listening.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. First question, right off the bat, pulled it out. It says, how can you effectively raise children with ethics when many parents don't, and many become friends with their children? And before we go to Donna first, I want to state this. When I read a question like this, I think the parent is a douchebag. And I think they want to force the wrong kind of morality, which is like maybe a harsh morality, or you have to act this way and be that way. And I guarantee they're against the rights of good people like LGBT and BLM.
That's a lot of profiling.
That's what I see. That's what I think now when I read that question.
Wow, Brad, why don't you go ahead and just unpack all of your fears and
from
prejudices?
the little written question.
Right off the top. Goodness gracious, you're the
When
worst.
somebody says raise your children with ethics, I immediately know they have no ethics, except their very narrow version of what ethics are. Okay, go ahead.
True. But I understand that, because there's some people who have different views of my daughter, little heathen that she was very good friends with a girl whose parents, her dad was actually the pastor of a church. And they were the most wonderful people, and they were the best of friends. But boy, they really, those people didn't care that we didn't believe the same things, or we didn't, we found common ground. That's what you do, is you find common ground, and you instill in your kids what you think is important to you and what you think should be important to them. But you got to let them go ahead and experience life. I'm done.
Was that your rant? Are you done now?
Yeah, that was it.
That was good.
Yeah.
So first of all, the question said, how can you raise your kids when everybody else doesn't have good ethics? Like, when did how you raise your kids depend on how everybody else is raising their kids?
Well, they said because they make friends with these little heathen children.
If you're raising your kids with certain values, they don't change just because they're friends with somebody.
That's the thing I have in here, is when they say when other parents don't. Most parents do. They're not you're going to kill people and you're going to. That's why I say it's because they're not the right kind of people. I worked with a guy on the ships, I won't say his name, who walked up to me and he goes, I had to leave this one church because they were tolerant of, and then he named off everything that I thought was honorable in a person. And I could just see that kind of question coming from him. How do I raise my kids when these people let them heathens they say it's okay to be that?
Wow, you're really projecting here, Brad.
I am. I'm projecting.
Brad needs a little therapy.
Yeah, Brad,
I need therapy.
Have you had a chai latte before the show? Please don't do that anymore.
Breathe.
Yes.
Breathe. It's no longer happening.
Breathe. Yeah. Just take care. I also told our kids a lot, and this was I don't know how this is played out, but I said, look, you take care of you, okay, and you make sure that what you're doing is right. But if other kids want to do stuff, and they want to do stuff, give them their space to do that. But you take care of you. You don't have to be like them. You have to be you. And now they're all just a mess. So
and everyone's a mess. really.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing that's important to me is like when it says that their parents don't teach them and they're friends with my kids, I say I want more kids like that because when they come to my house, they're going to get the greatest example in the world so that hopefully they won't grow up with that mindset. They'll be better off as people as they get older.
Yeah.
You can
Usually-
role model good examples.
That's
I
right.
That's
That's
all
right.
you get. Thank you, Donna. End of question. Why don't we just start with her? We'll be done in 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Not as funny.
I know, not as funny. But I again though, I'm telling you, somebody who writes a question like that, how do I let my it's that how do I talk to my
You
6-year-old?
heard that.
Wait,
You heard their tone
I know.
as you were reading.
that's right. Well, but here's the tone. How do I tell my 6-year-old if they see two men holding hands?
You have to
How
do
do
it
I
in that
explain
voice, Brad.
that to
You
them?
have to do it in that voice.
Yeah, well, that's how they say it.
I think you have to do it more like the female.
Yeah.
You know, how do I explain
Okay,
to my
perfect,
babies that are 6 and 7 when they see two men holding hands?
Okay, look.
Well, that's love, and you're a bigot. How's that sound?
I think you need to leave drag up to the other.
We should do 1,000 Brad questions and let him go ahead and give his
What?
take on all of them. So
I like it in character. I think you should read them
And each
all.
one of these
definitely
guys,
read them all in
"What-
character.
What's with the babies in the days with the parents got no ethics? Oh crap! Oh my god! Okay,
Oh, this one's even better.
this one.
Language.
Okay, and you're gonna love how I feel about this.
Here we go.
Is it wrong to be attracted to your stepchild?
No.
Duh. Well, Woody, let me address that.
Go,
Oh my gosh.
Actually,
Marlotti. Go.
okay, let's be honest about this. You're not related, okay?
Mhm.
Lord knows what your age difference is.
Yes, we know what that is.
Okay, we don't know. You know, just you could literally have a stepchild that was older than you. That's true.
That could happen.
That could happen. So age is one thing, and age difference is if you're close in age, and if now the problem is, of course, you'd have to take care of it with your spouse.
Yeah,
All
they
right.
might not be a
Yeah,
fit.
that might be the issue there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They might be
but-
a little not happy with that.
but you can't write who you're going to be. You can't script out who you're going to be attracted to throughout your life. Then again, you should know prior to getting married what the stepchild is like. You know what I mean?
I think honestly, I think that you need to foster attraction. Like you can think someone's pretty.
Mhm.
You can think, that they are cool. The attraction part, I think, needs to have a little more effort into it. And so if someone's putting more thoughts into that subject
right.
with someone they're related to, I'm thinking they have a boundary problem.
Well, not related to them; they're their stepchild. But I guess once you get married, they're by marriage.
Related,
Yeah.
I mean, by law, but not by blood. Yeah. So
Well, we've got a message in here from a man. He says, "What's the big deal?" Signed, Woody. So Woody
That's-
Allen. Yeah. Okay. Although not really a stepkid. So okay. So I understand all that, but I'm going to go with partly with what Joe said is to be attracted. You can't control somebody when you look at them and go, "Oh, they're pretty, they're attractive." What you do about things is going to be a whole different
Oh, you
kettle of fish.
like think about movie stars and stuff that you see on the screen that you're like, wow, they're really good looking, they're really pretty. But if
Yeah.
you're walking by them, are you going to be like following them and be like, I want your body? No.
Probably.
it depends on how
No.
hot they are. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be like, "Hey, Jennifer Aniston, I want your body." 'Cause that works out well for you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
Quite
Yeah.
the pickup line.
That's
but-
a good line, Brad. Hey, how's that ankle bracelet fitting?
Yeah. Oh, it's good. It's good.
Good,
And
good.
COVID's been well because I can't leave the house anyway. So
Oh,
it's-
that's it. Perfect. Yeah, it's been good.
Thinking someone is pretty is different than being attracted to them. Thinking someone is cool is different than being attracted to them. Being attracted.
Okay. No, Donna, you totally don't get the man thing.
Oh,
The man thing is
what?
you can think about sex with anyone at any time.
Almost.
And
Well,
yeah.
isn't that a choice?
No,
think about it. No.
absolutely not.
No.
No, it just
What
happens.
you do about what you think about
That
and stuff like
happens
that
all the
is
time.
different.
Uh,
So
I think that's a choice.
you can be,
We got problems.
you can what?
you can choose not to think of someone in a certain way.
No.
Nope, doesn't work
No.
that way. No, men don't work
Now,
that way. Yeah.
Now, what I do if like if I'm at the gym and there are, women dressed scantily,
Yeah.
and they're very attractive,
Yeah.
I choose to not look at them a lot.
Right.
I choose to look away.
Right.
I choose to not stare. I choose to make sure. Well, no. Yeah. Almost.
Yes. You have to do that.
I know the minute I look over there and go, whoa, they're going to notice that I'm doing that. Nope. Every man. That's how it is.
Every man. So the difference between Brad and other men, though, is most other men have game. Now, Brad,
I got no game.
He'd get busted like immediately. They'd be like, "What are you looking at?" Yeah.
My gym is a university.
Yeah.
So these are all college age girls.
Boy, hence the ankle bracelet.
That's exactly. So I make it a point to never look or anyway,
Smart just because you're looking at someone, you're going to think nasty.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
The level is what we're talking about.
The question, though, is
I'm not picturing a porn in my head.
No. The question, though, is what if you find them attractive, right? It's a question of acting on it, right? You've got to. It's whether you act on it. It's if you have any discipline, right?
I think it shouldn't even be in your head.
What's that?
Not even be thoughts in your head.
No, well then that's you're wrong. No, men, all of them.
That can't. Yeah,
all of them.
Doesn't happen.
I have told guys. Okay.
Oh my God! I'm more disappointed now.
Wait a minute.
It's just the way
I was working on the Jenny McCarthy show many years ago,
and
we're on set, and and I had already worked a full day with her the day before at a remote location. It was just me, her, 5 other people. We had a great day, and when I saw her for the first time, I thought, man, she's beautiful. And of course, I thought about sex a little bit because that's kind of what we do. I didn't placate it. I didn't go off my life, but I knew one thing. She ain't thinking about sex in any way, about me in any way. So the next day, it's in the studio, and there's a bunch of extras around, 2 of them college dumbasses, standing next to me. Well, Jenny McCarthy is literally changing clothes in front of us. She has a G-string on stuff because she has to change. And these guys like, whoa, babe, whoa. And I'm thinking, I have immediately, when she started to take her pants, I turned away and started walking away. But and she turned around and was like, what the hell what are you doing? Again, they were right there. They acted badly. But I did not think when she did that, I thought, oh my gosh, I need to get out of here right now. But I still thought about sex.
Right. Sure. You went to the bathroom. We understand what happened.
And I told those guys, she doesn't want you and is in no way thinking of sex with you in any way. In any way.
Yeah.
I'm telling Donna, that's just every woman.
I don't even want to know that.
I don't know many guys.
I have clients who are males. I go out in public and have to talk to males. I'm not horrendous looking. There might be somebody who has like a craving for
very attractive,
gray haired.
Brad and I both had thoughts. I'm sorry.
I don't want to know this. I don't want to guys
think about sex. Okay, Joe, go.
No, but seriously, guys, and it's not a question of every woman. It's a question of just you never know when, and you can't stop it. So there's it might be a certain light. It might be something they say. It might be something, but it is. It's just we have this switch that's what is it? Jake Johansson used to say that our switch goes. Women have a switch that goes. Sometimes it's at 5, sometimes it's at 7, sometimes it's at 10. We are at it's 11 all the time. We don't have it on and off like that. We can't do it. It's like it's either hey, wow, she's hot or not.
Or not.
Yeah, I want to. Well. Okay, there's a great comic, and I wish I thought of this. Who said this? It might be Tommy Blaze. He goes, the difference between what we're talking about and you're talking about is the difference between shooting a bullet and tossing at people. When we see it, it's just so we do it all the time, and it's how you deal with it after that. So many men, if you talk about people who are abused and women who are uncomfortable and stuff like that, it's because they think women are thinking sexually. They think women are doing it too.
Right.
And for the most part, they're not. They have, but for the most part, they're not. But we are. I know that.
I literally had to explain that. I raised 2 daughters, and when they got to the point where they were all of a sudden they were interested in guys, I had to sit them down and go, look, guys are always horny. Always. They're always horny, and they're always going to be after you. Just remember that all the time. There's never an off. So be careful how you treat them, because they're ready to go off any second.
Doesn't that go away with like by the time you're 20?
No, away with marriage. But anyway,
Joe and I are 50 something. We're saying it's still going on.
Your eyeballs are still like ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, geez.
My wife and I were watching a show last night, and I don't know what, some person just came on. And I just looked over and I went, man, she's really, really attractive, which is the word you use when you're married. I said, she's very attractive. My wife agreed. And I was like, good. Thank goodness I got by without just staring at her like that and drooling.
But your mind goes to this weird ding, and her mind's just like, yeah, she's attractive.
Yeah, my wife was like, oh, I like her hair. That's a wonderful top. And I'm just like, habada, habada, habada. You know,
I'm saying there's a sexual component to it.
Yeah.
There just is. There's a sexual component to it. And you, as an adult and a male,
This can't be normal.
It is. Oh my God. I just can't believe you don't know this.
If we have any guy listeners out there, please comment.
And please contact us.
Your mind does not automatically go to a nasty feeling when you see someone you're attracted to.
Yes, it just does. It does. It does. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It just does. It's the way it is. And now let's get back to the question, though. Being attracted to your stepdaughter, right? Stepchild? I think it's just, it's but
you can't act on it though. That would be stupid.
Yeah, you can't act on it.
Yeah. Believe it or not, Donna, I know you're a big person that always says, well, don't bury these feelings, don't bury these emotions, don't bury these things. We have to, because we're just disgusting creatures.
Yeah.
And so
that's why
you have a lot of buried stuff down there. Every decent guy does, trust me.
And that's why in a case like a stepchild like that, you be over appropriate, and you make sure that you would never do anything that looks even a second inappropriate in any way, that you would never, that you make sure my goal in life is to overdo it, to make sure any woman in any case, no matter if I am attracted to her or not, would never feel like I would ever think that or want that or anything.
That you're thinking anything.
Yeah. So
it's just something. It's just I guarantee.
But that's like being a gentleman, kind of, instead of being a wolf. You know what I mean, or a cat or whatever. You know, there's these sleazy guys that are always going after women. Those are the ones that just can't keep that. They can't keep it down. You know. But the other guys who come across as being nice guys, they're the ones who we all have the same feelings. Yeah.
But be understanding of this fact. We're not thinking about some dirty porn banging. It's just kind of a sexual thought and feeling.
Is it a feeling? Is it like pretty person feeling?
Yeah. Well, and it depends. Sometimes it is a pretty horny thing. Let me
give you what's the perfect example of how. Well, no, that's not. I was going to tell a joke, but the thing is that the guy.
Joke.
No, it's not. It's not appropriate. Anyway, but the guys, seriously, it's like it's just we immediately think physical. It's like oh,
like, are you picturing something like a physical act?
Sometimes.
Guys.
Yeah.
You don't even know.
Of course. Yes. That's what women need to understand. That's why women need to.
All women need to understand that. It's called God. You know, when our former president made that comment about grabbing women, and he said it's locker room talk, most guys were like, okay, I've never been in a locker room like that, because that was way over the top. But we've been in a locker room where we have talked about women, all of us. Mm-hmm. And it's just common. I know women talk about men, but men always, it's just typical for a guy to go, man.
I'm sure women out there might have this, but common amongst women is like, we'll see a guy and he'll be a good looking guy, and It'll be like
Wonder what kind of job he has.
something like that. Like, or like, he seems nice. Or maybe a kiss. Like, I wonder if you can kiss good. Like, or something.
Yeah,
Like
that ain't it.
We're not.
No.
We're not.
That's not quite it.
That ain't
No?
it. No, no,
No.
no,
No.
no. Which is, of course, the exact reason why we need to be careful, because we say as we sexualize people, we need to tamper that as much as we can to be
sounds
reticent to the fact that you
sexualize.
aren't doing it. What?
It sounds like you can't not sexualize.
That's right. You end up sexualizing in some way, but then you realize that's what you're doing, and you do everything to make sure no one not only doesn't know it, but that you are going to treat them as what they really are, a smart, thinking good person.
Thoughts, like, do you try to think of something else or something?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's not that hard. It's not that big a deal. It's not that huge. It's not, well, I'm out of control. It's just, well, because I tell you, yeah, I've said this before. The moment I met my wife, she was very attracted to me, and I don't think it was sexual. And I thought, man, I want to see that naked.
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Which is funny because the quiz is my wife crazy? So figure that.
Let's do the
Yeah,
quiz.
my husband crazy. Is my husband crazy?
Nope.
That's insane.
Is my wife crazy? Yes, your husband is crazy. Ask your husband about this.
All right.
Okay. The first question in Is Your Wife Crazy is how old is she? Because, that's important. You want to pick an age or do realistic?
Use our age. Here, use me. Am I crazy? Okay.
Over 36. Submit
Okay.
my answer. Okay. Is my wife crazy? Are you married during frenzied times? How is this gonna, I didn't do this. Are you married to crazy arguments or emotional things? Do you see wait, this quiz is weird.
There it is. Questions. This is an excerpt.
Okay. Has your wife ever been diagnosed or received treatment for mental illness?
Oh, there you go. That's it. That'll
Does ADD count? I have ADD.
one.
Yeah,
question.
ADD does not count.
Oh.
And I don't know. This already is. Yes, my wife has schizoid tendencies.
Still married or?
Yeah, that's great. Yes, people do. Do you feel, well, bipolar is a big thing.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you both have your own independence in your relationship?
Yes.
Yes. Well, yeah,
Sure.
of course we do. But what about people who one person, they're being gaslit? I'm the only one.
I have one where they can't even get a cup of coffee without it being a discussion.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Are they still together?
And maybe not for long.
What is this? What is the question again? How do you feel like you have your own independent? Oh, well, wait a minute. Let me ask my wife on that. Honey,
Check in. See ask her if you actually are independent or not.
Yeah. Like, can I ask, am I independent?
Let me go unlock your closet and ask my wife in there if she has that.
Next question.
Does she often accuse you of doing things you are not doing, talking to people you aren't talking to, or other outlandish accusations that she is convinced you're hiding from her?
I accuse my husband of having another family somewhere.
When?
Okay, that's whacked.
You did?
I say, you have another family somewhere or something. You have a whole
Does
other
he
life.
have the time? Is he gone enough to have that?
You're just saying that kiddingly, though. We're talking about
Yeah.
serious stuff.
No one would have him. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
No one would have him. But now you're gaslighting. Now you're doing that thing where you're making him feel like you're the only choice in the world. You're isolating him. You're a crazy wife.
My wife does not often accuse me of doing things that I'm not doing, but she does accuse me of things that I'm doing that I shouldn't be doing.
I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Right.
Me too. My wife, one time about 25 years ago, she accused me of doing something that I wasn't doing. But since then, she just tells me all the awful things that I'm doing. And
Accuses you of doing things you shouldn't be doing.
Yes.
Yeah. Or accuses you of not doing things you should be doing.
Right.
That's my biggest one.
If they're accusing you of something that is not actually happening, then that's kind of wacky. Yeah, I'll give you that.
A little wacky.
Yeah, a little wacky.
So is this behavior new, or has she always been this way? Or has she changed, I guess is the question.
Right.
I bet it's always been there. If anyone has a wacky wife, it's always been there.
Well, yeah, but Donna, in your cases, do you have people that say she didn't act like this or he didn't act like this for 25 years?
Yeah.
The behavior's always been there. It's the other person tolerated it more or had tolerated it to the point they can't anymore, or it's intensified. It's usually always been there.
It could change though, couldn't it? It can't change. Cause I mean, like my wife really changed once, I started having affairs.
Yeah, that's not different. Yeah. For something
different.
A little change. Yeah, that bring up some change. Yeah. Any healthy, non-wacky wife would be gone.
My wife started really to act differently when I started ogling the stepdaughter. I think that was
there we go. Hey, callback. I love it.
Yes.
Coming at you.
I kept asking her, I said, I don't see you in a bikini enough.
Oh, now, okay, stop. Remember how we talked about keeping it down? Keep it down.
There's jokes you can't do anymore. Like on stage, Rob Haney, very great comic. I don't know if you know Rob Haney, Joe.
Great comic.
He used to, his daughter was 17 and he goes, I always couldn't stand having all these kids at my house and stuff like that. And then I went to the beach with my daughter and her friends when she was 17. And I thought it could be time to put in a pool. Is Denise available to come swim? And I don't know if you could do those jokes anymore on stage.
No, you can't.
No. Okay. Sorry. All right. By the way, though, I do want to say this about this. Maybe somebody, though, has like some sort of mental illness that dementia, early dementia or something like that, they may then change.
Yeah.
Then you just divorce them in a second.
Or traumatic brain injury.
Make sure you sign it.
Yeah. Traumatic brain injury. We're done.
Right.
Divorce. You're on your own. Or if they lose, any physical abilities whatsoever, then we're done. That's all there is to it. You're in a wheelchair. It's over.
Yeah. Time to go.
Oh, stop it. Okay. Does anyone even close to her and her family ever comment about her temperament or have the same concerns as you?
And if they have, why did you still marry her?
This all comes back to that, doesn't it, Donna? It's like if you knew
who's the crazy one?
You are marrying crazy woman.
The one who's marrying crazy people.
Gosh. Maybe though the parents and the siblings kept this all from you because they wanted to get rid of her, and now they're like, yeah, wow, we always knew it. What?
Well, what be commenting about it afterwards.
They've hid things. I have seen it. They didn't tell me that they were like insane.
Yeah,
that's right. I've heard of that too. If you suddenly change plans, is she understanding about it or not? Depends on the plans.
I'm the one who makes the plans, so
here we go. That's again, good move there. That's a happy.
Is he understanding when you change them?
He has to follow the plan.
Yeah. I literally will do whatever my wife says. I'm not kidding. If she wants to do something, I'm like, you're on, honey. Let's do that. Now, if I make any plans at all, my wife is like, let's think this through. I'm like,
it's not my wife and I. It's other people when they make plans with us and we show up and they're like, yeah, we're not going to do that now. Okay. We just drove 3 hours to be here.
Yeah.
And you've now I'm like, you're crazy people and we're never coming back.
This is when your friends are crazy.
Yeah, this is when your friends are crazy. Yeah.
Oh, I love this one. Does she ever just show up at places where you are without being invited and just check in because she was in the neighborhood?
That happened to me once when we were in Cozumel.
Yes. I remember I was working in Europe one time and she just showed up. How about this? When you show up back at home a day early.
Yeah, there you go.
He's like, I can't let you hold on it. Didn't you see the sock on the door? Don't come in the house.
Sock on the door. That's another comic. I remember condos. Go ahead. What's next?
Do you ever feel like she will drop anything to hang out with you or rearrange her whole life to make herself available? Wait, how is this a wife?
Please say no. Please say no.
Well, I know, no, but this isn't something a wife. This is somebody you're dating. You're newly dating. You would think about.
Yeah. Do you guys want your wife to do that?
Yes, I want.
Your wife
Yes,
should do that. Drop everything, rearrange her whole day to be right here with you, right next to you, by your side.
Depends on what it is.
well, my wife does that anyway. You know, I have her trained pretty well.
She's sitting on the floor right next to you.
Yeah, no, she's nowhere near. She'd kill me.
You know what? I don't expect her to do that, but she expects that of me.
There you go.
Uh,
And it's perfectly okay.
So, and lastly, has she been experiencing unusual fatigue, hot flashes, weight gain, mood swings, chills, sleep? Well, then she has menopause. I mean, what the hell? This is
that's what it is. Is your wife
all about menopause? This is probably a quiz about selling some sort of estrogen supplement.
yeah, it's all menopause. So
Yeah.
that's why. And right, Donna, you're on the end of that, right? You're on the other end of that.
Yep. Fun
Joe,
time.
how about you?
2 years.
Right now.
You're in the middle of it.
Yep.
As we speak.
Doors locked.
Doors, yes, the shaking and banging never stops.
Ooh, it's crazy.
We are kind of on the, I do a joke about it. I say I would never dump my wife for a younger woman because I'm just at the end of menopause. Why would I want to go through that crap again? Right. So never, I wouldn't want to. So
I am not an angry person. I very rarely get angry, but during menopause, I had a little bit of a temper.
oh yeah, well I get it too because just watching it, you know, the hot flashes, at night, just the sweat and the you know, and just the feel and feeling different and off all the time. I so got it.
Literally feel like you want to punch somebody in the face.
Yeah.
What's really funny is my wife is a really sweet person, but as she is going through this change, she is getting sometimes really angry at me, especially when she has a hot flash and I record it and put it on the internet.
Yes, that's
I don't know why she gets mad about that, but
I know. The Facebook Live. Okay, listen. We hope you're enjoying 1000 Marriage Questions. We love doing this show. Do you know it takes a lot of time and work to put this show together? So if you enjoy the show and have the means, consider donating to the show. We will use the money to pay for food, mortgage, education for our kids, paying for this platform. You get it. We are comedians without comedy, doing whatever we can to entertain America. If you can help, we'd appreciate it. Go to virtualcomedyshow.com and click Donate to 1000 Marriage Questions. That again, virtualcomedyshow.com. Donate to 1000 Marriage Questions. That was fun. Okay. Long show. We've learned a lot. We did not get to the creepy question, which we'll get to next week.
Oh, really? The one about falling in love with your stepchild is not creepy enough.
Nope.
That's not
Good enough. I can't wait for next week.
Do you want to preview or do you want to just wait?
Teaser.
Okay. Teaser.
Okay. Oh, so you want a teaser?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This one's rough. Okay. And I'm going to have to change some of the wording because it's kind of graphic and it's gross. So here's by the way, again, not my handwriting.
A paragraph.
A paragraph. Why is it that my wife loved it when I woke up with a, let's just say, erection before when we were younger, but now she says I'm a pervert. So
That's something to think about.
Something to think about. We'll think about it. See you later, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Joe.
Kids.